Let's be honest. Have you ever felt like you're talking, but nobody's actually listening? Well, today, we're going to fix that. We're diving into Joel Schwartzberg's amazing framework for making your message stick. By the end of this, you'll know how to make every single word you say matter.
You know that feeling, right? You're in a meeting, maybe you're giving a presentation, or just talking to a colleague, and you can just see it in their eyes. They're not getting it. You feel like you're sharing all this great information, but you're just not connecting. That exact frustration is what we are going to solve today.
And this is a perfect example of what we're talking about. Look at Taylor Swift at the Grammys. She had one sharp, powerful point aimed right at young women, and it was unforgettable. Now on the other side, you have the incredible Denzel Washington, who, bless him, he lost his speech and kind of just rambled. He shared his gratitude for sure, but he didn't sell a point. And that right there is the big flaw in so much communication. Just sharing stuff without a clear point is really just making noise.
So that gets to the real question here, right? What even is a point? According to Schwartzberg, the #1 mistake people make is thinking they have a point, when all they really have is a topic or maybe a title or a theme.
For instance, let's say you ask someone, hey, what's the point of your presentation? And they say, the American Revolution. Well, guess what? That's not a point. That's a topic. It's just a big subject area. It's a bucket for ideas, but it doesn't actually argue anything.
Okay, so maybe they try again. They say the point is George Washington and the founding of America. We're still not there. That's a title. It gives their project a name for sure, but it doesn't make a claim. It doesn't take a stand.
All right, one last try. They might say the point is about the role of perseverance. You know, we're getting warmer, but that's a theme. It's a cool idea that probably runs through the whole thing, but it's still not a concrete, arguable point.
So here it is. A real point is a contention. It's an assertion that you can get behind, you can argue for it, and you can prove it. It's not just about something, it is something. Think of it like this. My plan will expand home buying opportunities. See? That's a point. Or this investment will keep our company relevant. That is an idea with a purpose.
Okay, so that's all great in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do you find your point in the real world? Well, this is where it gets good. Schwartzberg gives us this brilliant, super simple 3-step test. This is the practical tool you can start using, like, today. All it takes are these 3 little tests: the I believe that test, the so what test, and the why test. These can take any fuzzy idea you have and turn it into a razor-sharp point. Let's walk through each one. First up, the I believe that test. This is super simple. It's just pass or fail. Can you put the words I believe that in front of your idea and have it make a complete sentence? For example, you can't say I believe that income inequality. That's not a sentence. But you can say, I believe that income inequality is America's biggest domestic challenge. Boom. See the difference? One's a topic, the other is a point. So once you pass that test, you move on to the so what test. This one is all about getting rid of those weak, obvious points. You know, the duh statements. If your point is something like, world peace is a good thing, you're going to fail this test. Why? Because nobody's going to argue with that. A real point has to be something worth debating, like, the United Nations is critical to preserving world peace. Now that's a point you can argue and defend. And finally, we have the why test. Honestly, this one might be my favorite. This is all about killing what Schwartzberg calls badjectives. You know, those empty, meaningless adjectives like good, great, or wonderful that add absolutely zero value. I mean, just look at the contrast here. Instead of saying a project is excellent, ask yourself, why is it excellent? Is it because it's urgent? Is it profitable? Is it efficient? The moment you swap out that weak, flimsy adjective for the powerful reason behind it, your point gets 1,000 times stronger. You stop being your point's cheerleader and you become its champion. So, you've used the test. You've found your point. You sharpened it up. Job done, right? Nope, not even close. Now you have to sell it, not just share it. The whole goal here is to successfully transfer that idea from your brain into the brains of your audience. And you can really feel the difference in how you start. The sharer is passive. Today, I want to talk a little about. It's so non-committal. But the seller, they're active. They have a purpose. Today, I'm going to explain why. They're making a case. They have a destination in mind. Think of it this way. A sharer gives a book report. A seller delivers a proposal. And if you need a little help shifting from that sharing mode to selling mode, use these power phrases. Just like the I believe that test, starting your sentence with I propose, or I recommend, or I suggest, well, it forces you to state a clear, actionable point. It automatically puts you in the driver's seat.
And here's how to really take it to the next level. Add a value proposition. Push beyond the boring metrics and sell the ultimate goal. Don't just say your idea will optimize hospital operations. I mean, that's fine, but so what? Sell the dream. This innovation will save more lives. You have to connect your point to what people truly, deeply care about.
Okay, last section. Even if you have the perfect point and you know how to sell it, there are these common enemies, these bad habits that can completely sabotage your message. To really champion your ideas, you have to get these things out of your system.
Here are 5 of the biggest point killers. First, apologies. Never ever start by saying, "Sorry, I'm nervous." You just kill your credibility. Second, speed. Slow down. People need a second to process what you're saying. Third, those nonsense filler words like and ah. Just replace them with a powerful, confident pause. Fourth, the word and. Stop tacking on extra ideas. It just dilutes your main point. And finally, please, kill the uptalk. Your voice going up at the end of a sentence, you're making a statement, not asking a question. End with a power period.
And we'll leave you with this quote, because it really says it all. Having a point is the difference between making noise and making a difference. It's everything. So the next time you walk into a room to speak, don't just ask, "What am I going to say?" Ask yourself, what is the one single point they absolutely have to walk away with?